What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome to part 4 of my 2024 collection and declutter series. Today we are going to be tackling all of my lip products, and there's quite a lot to go through. I am talking lip liners, lipsticks, glosses, stains, balms, oils, you name it, you got it. It is going to be in here, and for someone who reaches for pretty much the same lip combo every single day, I have quite a large collection and it needs to be gone through. It's actually been probably over a year since I have actually gone through this collection, and I know there's a lot of things in here that I've kind of forgotten about, but there's also things I don't reach for, I don't really like. There might be some things that are expired and they need to be moved out of my collection. Now, since we're dealing with lip products, anything that I do choose to declutter will go to family and friends, so I will not be putting any of these products up on my Mercari in January because, like I said, they're lip products and there's just no way to sanitize them. They've been on my mouth. That's disgusting, and I'm just not interested in passing these on to people that I don't know. So with that being said, as always, please do not ask for any of my used makeup down in that comment section. It's weird, it's uncomfortable, and I will just ignore your comment and move on with my life. But let's go ahead and jump into this declutter. Okay, so I think lip liners is a good place to start, and these are all the ones that I have in my collection, and there's definitely certain ones that I love, ones that I don't really like at all, and ones that I just kind of forget exist. So we're just going to kind of start going through this, and I think I'm going to grab the ones that I absolutely know that I love and I want to keep, and we'll just kind of work our way that way. So let's go ahead and start with my 3 over here from Charlotte Tilbury. This is a favorite formula of mine. I use these all the time, more specifically this one right here. This is in the shade Pillow Talk Fair, and it's a favorite lip liner. I absolutely love that shade. That's like my perfect cool tone pink shade. Hello, can we focus a little bit? Is that gonna focus? Maybe. I think so. Okay. Absolutely favorite. Love this one so much. It's going nowhere, but Charlotte Tilbury has just a creamy formula that locks itself in place. It applies beautifully. It doesn't pull, it doesn't tug. These last all day long. This is the shade Pillow Talk. You can see how Pillow Talk Fair is just a little bit more on like that dusty rosy undertone, and I like this one more than I like Pillow Talk, but I like all 3 of these. And in fact, Iconic Nude was my favorite for a long time until she came out with Pillow Talk Fair. And yeah, I'm gonna keep all of these. They're going nowhere, so those 3 are staying. Next we have, let's go into my ones from Unearthly over here because I love this formula, and she's got some really interesting shades in this line. There's definitely a couple others that I want to pick up, more specifically so a black liner, because I now have a black lipstick in my collection, which we'll get to in a little bit. But I have 3 of her liners. These are insanely affordable. They're like $7, I think, maybe 6 or something like that. And these are a little bit more stiff than the ones from Charlotte Tilbury, but they still go on really nicely. They don't pull and tug. They last all day. They don't seep outside the lines or anything like that. And that's what I look for in my perfect lip liner formula. I want something that is going to glide on really nicely. I don't mind reapplying, but I don't want it to wear off super quick, and I don't want it to kind of go everywhere. I don't want it to be so stiff that it pulls and tugs, but I don't want it to be so creamy that it just kind of slips right off the lip. So another beautiful formula. Fiery is my favorite. It's my most worn out of all 3 of these, and look at that shade. Oh my gosh, it's like the perfect burnt orange shade. Why are we not focusing? Come on, camera, don't do this to me. It's gonna do it to me. Okay, the next one that I have is going to be Bad Blood, and it's this really pretty like deep like brown red shade. Absolutely gorgeous. And the last one is going to be Carnage, and I just don't have another shade like that one in my collection. It has a really pretty purple undertone to it. At least I don't think I have another one that shade in my collection, but I love it. Beautiful formula. Those are going nowhere. Also, the 2 that I have from MAC, this has been a favorite formula of mine for a long time. This one is definitely a little bit more on the stiff side, but I do really enjoy it. I have the shade Dervish right there. These are kind of getting a little older in my collection. They're not quite as creamy as they used to be, but they're not dried out, they still work. But that's the shade Dervish. And then I also have the shade Strip Down. This one's a little bit newer than Dervish, so it's a little bit more on the creamy side. I probably need to replace Dervish soon, but beautiful, beautiful, absolutely love it. Another formula that I know without a doubt that I am going to be keeping are these from Lunar Beauty. This is such a good formula, and I have 4 shades from this one. So I have the shade Holiday. Beautiful cool tone red shade. It's got a little bit of that blue base to it. Again, very creamy, long lasting, easy to apply. There's just not a whole lot you can say when it comes to formulas of a lip liner. They're either good or they're not. They're creamy, they're not creamy. Like it comes down to preference. Another one that I have is Doodle. Very, very pretty, kind of like a peachy pinky shade. I really enjoy that one as well. I have the shade Cocoa. This is one of the only like true brown lip liners I have in my collection. And then the last one that I have is going to be Blushing. And this one is very unique. I don't get a whole lot of use out of it because it's a really kind of peachy color, and those don't really look too good on me, but you never know when you're gonna need that shade. So those are staying. This one from Dior, this is the Rouge Contour, and this is going nowhere. This is a beautiful formula. It's very new in my collection. This is in the shade Nude Blush. Gorgeous. So if I just say that I love the formula, just assume that it's going to be all of the things that I've already mentioned at this point, because I don't want to sit here and repeat myself over and over and over. Okay, I have all of these from P. Louise. So I signed up for the P. Louise budget box after I canceled my my Ipsy BoxyCharm, and I didn't realize whenever I signed up for P. Louise that it's really aimed towards makeup artists, because they sent me all of these lip liners, and these are all variants of red. I'm going to show you as we go through them. And it was the same thing with everything else that they sent me in the box. This is the shade Small Talk, and so I ended up canceling it and just never doing anything with it, because it was like lashes, it was a lip palette, it was a very kind of cool tone neutral eyeshadow palette, it was lashes, it was all of these lip liners. And then the box that was supposed to come after this one is the shade Lights Down Low, was full of I need to sharpen this one, huh? It was full of brow products, and it was like every single shade of her brow pencil and every single shade of this, and I was like, I don't need all of that. So I ended up canceling it, but I do really like this formula. It's very creamy. It's not quite as long lasting as everything else in my collection, but there's definitely some very kind of interesting shades that I don't have in here. Like this one right here definitely has more of like that purpley tone to it, but it's not a true purple like this one right here from Unearthly. It has more of like that grayed out undertone to it, so very unique. The next one is going to be Behind Closed Doors. That's a beautiful red. It's a little bit different than the other one that I have up here, which is Holiday from Lunar Beauty. It's a little bit more on the deep side. So again, unique shades. This one is going to be Fun and Games. That is a wildly bright red. It's brighter than the one from Lunar Beauty. I'm trying to see if we have any like color overlap. This one is going to be Snapshot. Oh wow, that's a really pretty kind of like burgundy brown shade, different from everything else yet again. So I am liking that I'm getting some different shades in here. We have the shade Butterfly Effect. This is one, I think I can declutter that one. I am never going to reach for that. That is like a hot coral shade. So I'm going to go ahead and pass that one on. That one has never been on my lips. Hello, stay over there. Where are you going? These are going to start rolling everywhere. Hold on. Okay, had to do something to stop it. The next shade that we have is going to be Rose Tinted. I think I can declutter that one as well. That is a very kind of neon-y red shade. So we're going to get rid of that one. We have the shade Don't Call Me. What do you look like? Okay, that one's a really pretty kind of bricky red shade. It's very similar to Holiday from Unearthly, but I'm going to go ahead and hang on to that one. We have the shade Code Red. That's a fun name. I love that. God, these are very soft, but I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter that one as well. That's very, very bright. And looking at these other ones, I just don't need it. So we're going to pass that one on as well. And the last one that I have from P. Louise is going to be No Promises. Ooh, that one's really pretty. That is very similar to, I believe that's Carnage from Unearthly. Yes, that's very similar to Carnage from Unearthly. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that one as well. Okay, moving back down here, let's do some that I know I can get rid of. Let's start with these three right here. These are from Color Spell, which is I'm trying to think, I think it's Profusion's kind of dollar store brand, and this was a fine formula. It's not my favorite. Like they're a little more on the stiff side, and they don't hold up very well on the lips. Like they're not very long lasting. It's not a bad formula. I think it's great for in a pinch and great for a more affordable brand, but I'm just not reaching for these, if I'm being completely honest. Like these are shades that I have. This one is more stiff than the other two for sure. Like these are definitely more on the creamy side, but I have a brown liner and I don't use it a whole lot. This is a shade that I'm not really going to reach for because it's kind of that peachy shade, and I'm never going to use a purple. So I think if they had given me shades that I would reach for more often, I probably would keep these, because I don't think the formula is bad. It's just not a favorite, and like I said, it's good for an affordable option. I think these are, I don't even know how much these are. I know they are wildly inexpensive, and they sent me these whenever I ordered a palette from them, so that's how I got a hold of those. But I'm gonna go ahead and declutter those just because they don't fit in with my makeup preferences in my collection. Okay, so I'm trying to keep everything separated without these rolling around. Let's go into, let's do e.l.f. So I have three from e.l.f. This is a fantastic formula. These are only a couple bucks. The formula is incredible. It's exactly what I look for. My biggest pet peeve is that they do not put the shade names on here. So I don't know what these are called. I know some people have kept the packaging, and that's a genius idea. I 100% should have done it, but I didn't. So I try my hardest to find the shade if I wear these and link them down below, but forgive me if I can't. I apologize, but they're all very nudie. They're all very kind of pinky rosy shades, so it's not hard to figure out which ones I purchased. But beautiful, beautiful formula. Very, very impressed with these. I just wish that the shade range went a lot, I shouldn't say darker. I wish it was a wider range than what it is, because I have three of them and they're all so very close. I wish there was more variance. There you go. I wish there was more variance in the tones that they have. Okay. I know I can get rid of this one right here from NYX. This is the, where do you think you're going? You stay over here. That's why you're here. So this is the lip pencil in the shade Nude Beige, and I bought this one because I heard really good things about it, and it's just so incredibly stiff. It's uncomfortable when I apply it to my lips, so I don't ever reach for it. The shade is really pretty. It does last a really long time, but I hate applying it, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. I'm also going to get rid of this one from Dose of Colors. One, this is very, very old, and two, it's so stiff and waxy that it breaks, and it's just really hard to apply. I love that shade though. It's absolutely beautiful, but it's very old and it's hard to apply, and I just don't enjoy it. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. I thought I had more than one from Jaclyn Hill. Is this the only one that I have? Did I get rid of the rest maybe? Okay, I have one from Jaclyn Cosmetics. This is in the shade Caramel Latte, and Jaclyn Cosmetics no longer exists. Beautiful shade, but as you can see, I have other shades like that from e.l.f. and I'm sure sitting here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. I have two other pieces from her makeup line to keep as makeup memories, so that can go. These from Kylie Cosmetics, I really enjoy these. I think she has a really good formula, and I have two shades. So I have I can't read these because it's silver and reflective. I think that's 700 Bear is the shade name, and it's that shade right there. Absolutely gorgeous. See, these are ones I need to reach for more often. And then I also have 900 Cocoa K. Okay, so this one is called Bear, and this one's called Cocoa K. Cocoa K, yes, that's such a weird thing to say. Now this one is a little bit more on the peachier side than what I generally prefer, but it's not as much as Doodle over here from Lunar Beauty, so I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to both of those. I have this one from REM Beauty. This is a beautiful formula. Mine, oh, that's right, these are a twist up. Hello, duh. This is a beautiful formula. I do prefer a sharpenable pencil. That's like my favorite formula, but this one is really nice. It's creamy, it lasts all day. I don't experience any issues with it, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep that one. I'm also gonna keep my one from Skin by Kim. This one is a little bit more on the brown side than what I generally prefer, but this is Nude 01. This is a really nice formula. It's also a little bit more on the stiff side, so it's very long lasting. It's not as creamy as like Charlotte Tilbury Lunar Beauty. It's more along the lines of Unearthly, but I do really enjoy it. It doesn't hurt to apply it. It's not a pain or anything like that. So we're gonna go ahead and keep that one as well. This one from Glaminatrix, they came out with these earlier this year, and this is a fantastic formula. I have the shade Agile, and just such a beautiful kind of warm undertone brownie nude shade. We're gonna keep her. We're gonna keep this one from Kosas. This is their hot liner in the shade Mega. This is a gorgeous formula. I really love this one as well. It's a kind of mechanical one that just kind of rolls up, but look at that shade. Oh, absolutely beautiful. It's got just that little bit of a mauvey undertone to it. It's very similar to my favorite one from Charlotte Tilbury, but you know, when you have your favorite, you like to have multiple of them. The ones from Anastasia Beverly Hills, this is a nice formula. I have to warm it up on my hand before I apply it to my lips because it's just so stiff before that, but it lasts all day and I do really enjoy it. And I have the shade Mocha. There's a couple other ones that I would love to have. I definitely need a little bit more variety. There's always a certain shade that I'm looking for and I never have it, and then I can't remember what it is whenever I go to the store, but that one is really pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep that one. This is the one that I'm wearing in my intro for this video, by the way. From Lawless, I have one of their Forget the Filler Definer liners. This is in the shade Pink Sands. Again, it's like one of those shades that I absolutely love, very similar to the one from Kosas and the one from Charlotte Tilbury that I love so much. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep that one as well. We're getting down to these. This one from Lancome. This is a new release from the brand this year, and I went out of my comfort zone and picked up the shade Mahogany Mauve. Formula is absolutely beautiful. This is not a shade that I reach for a whole lot, but I do like having it. It's very similar to Carnage from Unearthly. I wish I had gotten something more along my lines because I don't reach for this as much as I want to because it's not a shade that I love as much, but it is a really good formula. It's almost too creamy though, I will say that. It's not as long lasting as I want it to be, but it lasts long enough that it gets to stay in my collection. We are down to just a few left, so let's do Natasha Denona really quick. How did I miss Natasha Denona? I have two from her. This is not a favorite formula of mine, surprisingly. They are really nice, but they're almost too soft, too creamy. They're not super long lasting, but I like the shades that I have. I have a lot from Natasha Denona, and these are more for like a reference than anything. This is the shade, so this one is the I Need a Nude lip crayon in the shade Natasha, and then this is her Berry Pop lip liner crayon in the shade Berry Pop. This is the one that came out with her Berry Pop collection earlier this year. So I don't have that shade in anything else, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep that one. And I'm gonna go ahead and keep this one as well because it's still good and it is a good liner. I like to use this one more so if I'm filming and I'm planning on not having my makeup on too long. I'll go ahead and use that one. This one from One Size, this is a really nice formula. I actually really enjoy this one. It's just like the perfect kind of cool undertone brown neutral shade, and these I feel like nobody ever talks about. This is in the shade Shy But Fly. I really enjoy that formula. I was impressed with it. I came across that one in Sephora. I was looking for one from I think ABH in a particular shade, kind of this peachy cool undertone, or this peachy warm undertone. Why did I say that was a cool undertone before? I don't know. It's like a peachy undertone brown shade, and they were out of the one in ABH, and the girl that worked there took me over to One Size, and I really like the formula. So fantastic find, actually. I have this one from Urban Decay. Hello, y'all are going everywhere. This is the 24/7 Glide On Pencil in the shade Rush. This is such a good formula, beautiful shade, absolutely love it. Like, you can tell what I love and what I don't love. Like, there's more mauves on here than anything else. We have this one from ColourPop. This is the Lippy Pencil in the shade BFF, and mine's old, it's broken, it's drying out, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. I do really enjoy that one, and I like that formula more than the So Juicy Plumping formula, but I am going to keep this one. This one is in the shade, what are you called? Westwood, and it's a plumping liner, but I don't find where it really has like a plumping effect to it. It's just really creamy. It doesn't stay put all day, but it stays long enough. It doesn't slide all over my face. It just comes off when I start to eat and things like that. This one from Catrice, this one is fine. It's not a favorite formula. It was a nice formula. It's a little too creamy for me. It does kind of slide around and move. It doesn't really stay put where I want it. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. This one from Glamlite, this is from the Betty Boop collection. It's another red liner, and I'm going to go ahead and keep this one because it goes with the lipstick, and it's a different red from other ones that I have up here. I know I should have put all the reds together, but it is what it is. You can see it's just not the same tone as any of these. It might be kind of close to this one from P. Louise, but it's different from Lunar Beauty. It's different from Who Are You? This was Natasha Denona. It's just a little bit different, so I'm going to go ahead and keep that one. This one from Wet n Wild, this is in the shade, what are you? I don't remember the name. Current Mood. This is their Perfect Pout Gel Lip Liner. This is a really pretty formula, and I really like the shade that this one comes in. It's very similar to the one from Natasha Denona, but it has just a little bit more of a purpley base to it, so I'm going to go ahead and keep that one as well. I have this one from Essence, and I was not a fan of this one. It's very dry, it pulls and tugs, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. That was in the shade, that's a really good question. Okay, I think it's Bold. It's right here on the little tag. So that's in the shade Bold. And then I have these two from Misho Beauty, and I got these in, I think, a BoxyCharm. And this is a really nice formula. I have the shade Beloved, and I have the shade Worthy. So this is Beloved right here. And then the other one is the shade Worthy. And I'm going to go ahead and hold on to both of these as well. These are colors that I do really enjoy, obviously, based off of what I've got swatched out. The formula is really nice and I enjoyed it. So I'm going to go ahead and hang on to these as well. So let me go ahead and get my numbers together and let you know how many I had, how many I kept, how many I'm getting rid of, and then we will move on to the next category. Alright y'all, so I started with a grand total of 53 lip liners, which is an asinine number of lip liners if you ask me, but I am decluttering these 12 right here, and that's going to leave me with 41. That's still a ton of lip liners, but honestly, if I hadn't have done the ones from P. Louise, it would actually be 40, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, 34. So a significant number of these is from P. Louise, but I'm happy with what I got rid of. I'm happy with what I am keeping, and let's go ahead and move on to, I think, lip glosses, because I think that is the largest portion of my lip collection. Alright y'all, so welcome to my lip gloss collection, and this is out of control. I've already counted these up, and I have a grand total of 89 lip glosses, which is more lip gloss than anybody could ever need in their entire lifetime. But as you can see from looking at these, a lot of these are just collections, like they're from different collections. There's multiple from several different brands, and they just kind of accumulated over time. And as much as I love a lip gloss, I don't need all of these. So we're just going to kind of start running through these, and I'm going to go ahead and start with the biggest section of these, which is going to be my City Lips Plumping Lip Glosses. I love this formula. I am affiliated with the brand. They are the first brand to ever recognize me and reach out to me, and I'm forever grateful for that. But I do really love this lip gloss formula. I wear it a lot. It does have like a plumping effect to it, but it doesn't have like a feel to it. You don't feel it tingling, stinging, cooling, warming, anything like that. It just gives your lips like this beautiful little extra plump. It's not going to give you as much as you would get from like the Too Faced lip injection or anything like that, but this is a really comfortable formula. It's hydrating, and I do really enjoy it. So I am going to be keeping all of these. I don't love every single shade, but I want to hang on to it for when they come out with new shades and comparison purposes and things like that. But I am going to go ahead and swatch these out for y'all really quick. So the first one that I have is going to be the shade Holly. This is a limited edition one for the holidays, and I wore this in a video the other day. I can't remember which one, but absolutely stunning. I just love that shade so much. I love it more than I thought I was going to, so that's actually a good thing. The next one that we have is going to be this one right here, which is in the shade South Peach. It's a beautiful peachy shade. I really love that one as well, right up my alley. Next, let's go to this one right here. So this is the shade Pink Nude. This is one of my favorites. This is kind of a go-to shade for me, and that is what that shade looks like right there. Next, let's go to this one. I'm trying to kind of keep these together by family so you can see what they look like. This is the shade Crimson. Beautiful kind of rose woody shade right there. Let's go to pink. So we have two, and I'm not the biggest fan of these. These aren't really my shades, but we have Watermelon, which is a really bright pink. It's fun. I just don't go for those shades a whole lot, and I don't really go for shades like this either. This is the shade Los Angeles. Super cute name though. I do love it. This one's a little more easy for me to wear than the other one. I get a little bit more comfortable with it because it's got just a light shade of that pink to it. Very pretty. And then we have, which one is this? Plum Springs. This one's really pretty. I love that one. Absolutely gorgeous. This one's a little bit more sheer than what you think it's going to be. The next one that I have is going to be Sparkling Cider, and I believe this was a fall release if I'm not wrong. I don't think this one is limited edition. I could be wrong on that. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% knowledgeable on everything. I'm still learning, so bear with me. And then we have these three right here, and all three of these look like they're just going to be a clear gloss, but they are very different. So the first one that we have is clear, and it's just a clear gloss. I'm not going to swatch it out for you because there's nothing to it. It's a beautiful clear gloss, and I'm not a big clear gloss person, but it definitely has its place in time. The next two that I have is going to be Midnight Sparkle, and this one came out, I want to say summertime. It's just a really pretty clear gloss with like some gold sparkle to it. Very comfortable. You cannot feel the sparkle in their glosses. It's just very comfortable, not gritty or anything like that. And the last one is Silver Skyline, and this was also a holiday release with the shade Holly, and it's just a really pretty, it's clear gloss. It's got more of kind of like that white iridescence to it. I'm sure you can't see that. I don't know why I'm doing that, but very different from the other two. So even though they all look like just a clear gloss, they are very different from one another. Okay, now that we got those out of the way, let's go ahead and scooch some of this stuff in just a little bit so maybe we can get pretty much everything on screen. I don't think it's all going to fit in here, but we might get pretty close. Just about. Okay, let's go over my ones from Odin's Eye. I love these. These are absolutely beautiful. They're going nowhere. I have several of them. So I have 1, 2, 3 from the Halloween collection that Angelica Nyqvist did with Odin's Eye last year. And then the, I can't remember the name of the collection, but it's the one that Judy, Annette, and Tina the Fancy Face did at the beginning of this year. I got one from each of their collection because I didn't need all of them and they were large collections, but I am going to be keeping all of these. So it's all Shine formula except for this one right here, which is going to be the Glow formula. So let's run through these yet again. Those are not going to stand up. That is going to fall over. This is very awkward because these are all very rolly and they just want to go everywhere. So this is the shade Radioactive. It's the Glow formula. This is from Angelica Nyqvist's Halloween collection. Absolutely beautiful. I love that one. I don't know if these are still available or not. And then the rest of these are going to be the Shine formula. So this is the shade Quicksand. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that is just such a yummy shade. I love that one so much. And then the last one is going to be Spectral. This one's really pretty as well. I love the very neutral shades that she gave us, but then she came out with this one right here. I just absolutely love it. And then from the Judy collection, we have the Shine in Buttercup. This one I just thought was so beautiful, very unique. I don't really have a shade like this in my collection. These are a little bit more on the thin side compared to the ones from City Beauty. They don't have a plumping or anything like that. They're very comfortable. They don't do the stringy thing on the lips. They're not going to do anything funky, and I really enjoy them. From Annette's Makeup Corner, we have Snake Kiss. This one, oh my gosh, look at how beautiful that is. It's like a brownie shade. I absolutely love it. And then from Tina the Fancy Face, we have Brilliance. Look at this shade. Oh my gosh, that is just the most beautiful tropical lip gloss ever. I absolutely love it. Okay, from here, let's go to these two from Gucci. So I have two of the Gucci plumping gloss formulas, and I'm not a big smell of like plumping glosses. Like these and the ones from City Beauty all have like this weird smell to them. I do find it to be more prominent in the Gucci gloss than I do in the City Beauty gloss, but I like the way that these sit on my lips. I like the way they feel on my lips. They're moisturizing. They're definitely plumping. These have more of a sensation to them. I have said several times I have a very high pain tolerance, so I've never found one that hurts to the point where I feel like I need to take it off. But some of them are more uncomfortable than others. So if you don't have a high pain tolerance or you don't enjoy a plumping product, you may not like these, but I'm not the best person to kind of gauge that off of. But I do have two of them. So I have the shades Bertha Pink, and this one is going to be something, I cannot read it. I can't read the shade of it. I mean, you can tell what it is, but the writing is so small and I have horrible eyesight, but that is that color right there. See, the minute I open this, I can smell that smell. And if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. But it does go away. It doesn't hang around for too long. And then that's just a really pretty, like, almost clear gloss with just a little bit of a pinky undertone. Not much, but it's really pretty. They're comfortable, and I enjoy those. And they was expensive, so they're going to stay. My Huda Beauty Faux Filler Lip Glosses. I really, really enjoy these, and these are faux filler in the sense that they are going to like fill in the lines on your lips and smooth them out and make them look full. They're not going to have a plumping effect like that or anything to them, but these came out earlier this year and I picked up 4 shades. So I picked up Bombshell, and see, this is a product that has been living in the bottom of my drawer and I've forgotten about, and I just love this formula. It is very opaque, but it's also very comfortable. It's not too thick, it's not too thin, and it just wears on the lips beautifully. So I am going to keep all 4 of these. The next one we have is going to be the shade Foxy. They are a little messy to take out. I'm not appreciative of that, but you just be really careful when you pull them out. And then we have this one, which is going to be the shade Sugar Baby. This one's probably my least favorite out of all of them, but I was trying to go for something a little bit different. So that's Sugar Baby. And then the last one I have is going to be the clear one, and it's called Glassy. I'm not going to swatch that one out, but very nice formula. I really enjoy these. I think this is a fantastic release from the brand, and I like that they're the faux filler, but they don't have a plumping effect. I think that's really, really nice. All right, let's do some that I know I can get rid of. So we're going to start with this one right here from Give. This is the Dewy Plump Collagen Lip Gel. I hated this so much. I have the shade Bouquet. I was really excited about it, and this is so thick on the lips. Like, it doesn't look like it's gonna be thick, but it's very thick, and it just does the stringy thing on my lips. Like, can you see what that's doing? Probably not, but it does like the little stringy thing, and I just don't like it. And no matter what I do, how exfoliated my lips are, how hydrated my lips are, it just does it, and I don't like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. I'm also going to get rid of my Lancome Juicy Tubes. I have loved these for so long, but these are old and I don't love them as much as I used to anymore. They're just not a favorite formula anymore. There's so many other ones in my collection that I really love, and I have loved these for a long time. So I'm gonna go ahead and let these go, but they will always have a special place in my heart, just saying. This one from REM, I was not a fan of. It definitely has like that plumping effect to it. I don't even know. This is in the shade, what shade are you? Scrunchie. This is the plumping lip gloss, and I hate the applicator of these. It's one of those that you have to squeeze out, and it does have like that plumping effect to it, but it's just a pain in the butt and I don't enjoy it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that one. I'm also gonna get rid of this one from TYS Beauty. I think I got this one in a BoxyCharm, and it's a Shea Butter lip gloss. I don't know the shade of it or anything like that. It's fine. It's not great. It's not bad. It's just not anything that I'm reaching for. It's very thin. It almost has like an oil-like consistency to it, and if I'm going to go for something like that, I'm going to go for an actual lip oil. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. I'm also going to get rid of this one from Indie Beat Cosmetics. It's the Amped Plumping Lip Gloss. I just reviewed this one. It came in my October Ice Cream Beauty box. It's fine. It's very plumping. I've heard from a lot of people it's very painful, along the lines from the one from Too Faced, and I can definitely feel that sensation, but I'm just not somebody who wants just a plumping lip gloss. If it's going to be a plumping lip gloss, I want it to be like a color that I'm going to wear. So I won't reach for this. I'm not going to use it. So I am going to get rid of that as well. I'm also going to get rid of this one from Maybelline. This is a lifter gloss. I did not like this formula. So many people love it. I have the shade 006 Reef, and I don't like it. It's very, very thick and very opaque, and I'm not a fan of it. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely not for me. I would love to love it, but I just don't. Okay, let's carry on. Where can we go next? Let's go to these from Game Beauty. So these came with the Attack on Titans collection that they came out with earlier this year. They came out with 4 glosses. These are all very neutral, very wearable shades, which I appreciate. This is the shade Mikasa, and I really like these. They're a little bit more on the thin side, so they're not going to be super opaque, but they're very comfortable on the lips. They're very hydrating, and I like the shades of them, so I am going to keep them. This is the shade Levi. Beautiful. A little bit more on the sheer side. We have the shade Aaron, I think is how you pronounce that. My son told me how you say all these. He really likes Attack on Titans, and he thought this was really cool. But there's that. Well, as cool as a guy can think that makeup is going to be. And then the last one that we have is Armin, and I think this one's my favorite out of all of them. It's just like a really pretty kind of nudie clear gloss. I love the variety of these, and like I said, I love that they come in more neutral wearable shades. I think that's really, really cool. This one from House Labs. This is the PhD Hybrid Lip Glaze in the shade Guava. I really, really love this formula. I was really impressed with how comfortable it is, how hydrating it is. It has like this really pretty kind of like soft tint to it. It's a little bit more than sheer, but it's not quite as opaque as some of these up here. And look, even as the Hudas have sit on my hand, you can see how they kind of like melt together and kind of fill in everything. But I really enjoy this. Very comfortable, very hydrating, very moisturizing, and I really, really enjoy this formula. Let's do Lunar Beauty since it's sitting right here, because I do have 4. So this is the first one that I ever got. This is in the shade Bitchcraft, and I love this shade. I think it's so beautiful. I love the Lunar Beauty lip glosses. They do have a little bit of sparkle in them, but it's super comfortable. You can't feel it on the lips or anything like that, and they just have like a really good smell to them. They have, it's like a buttercream smell. I don't really know how to describe it, but I'm going to be keeping all of these as well. And then these 3 came out with the Moonshroom collection. So again, collections, lip glosses. I need to quit purchasing entire collections, and I've said that so many times. But we have the shade Flora. This is really pretty. I actually liked all of these shades, surprisingly, but that's the shade Flora right there. It's just like a really pretty kind of baby pink with sparkles in it, but it's a very wearable baby pink. It's not as stark as the one from Huda Beauty. And then we have the shade Ella, which is just like a clear gloss with pretty sparkles in it. Just really, really nice. I know it's hard to see whenever I swatch it out. And then the last one is my favorite, which is the shade Soul, and it's just a really pretty sort of neutral shade. That one right there. Absolutely beautiful. I love these. Okay, let me go ahead and clean off my hand really quick and pull everything in, and we'll continue on. All right, so I think I got just about everything on screen, and we can move on. And FYI, in case you were wondering, that many lip glosses is not easy to wipe off your hand. It was a sticky mess. But let's move on to this one right here from Gerard Cosmetics. I got this one, I think it was in, I don't know if it was a BoxyCharm or an ice cream beauty box. The formula was nice and it didn't look bad on my lips, but honestly, this is just not a shade that I'm reaching. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that. Y'all, when you push on it, it lights up. Oh, that's cute. And it also has a mirror on it. Cute, but not cute enough to keep it. Anyways, what I was saying was the formula is a little thicker. It's a little stickier than what I generally prefer. And the color's fine. I don't really have an issue with the color, but I'm not going to reach for this. So I am going to get rid of it. But I do think it's really cute that it's got a light and a little mirror. I didn't realize that. That's adorable. Okay, this one from Pat McGrath I have had for a really long time. I think I got this one in either a BoxyCharm or maybe it was a FabFitFun. Ooh, it could have been a FabFitFun. And I was so excited I got a Pat McGrath product, but I do not reach for this. I do not wear it. I have tried so many times to pull it in, and I'm just not a fan of shifty shades on my lips. I don't mind a shifty shade on my eyes, but when it comes to my lips, if you've been here, you've watched my videos, you know I like something more neutral, more on like the cool undertone, something a little bit more subdued. And when I do a bold lip, it's generally more of a matte. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this. There's no point in hanging on to it, and I'm sure it is wildly old at this point. Let's go to this one right here. So this one is from Ensley Rain, and they just threw this in with one of my purchases, and I don't like it. It's a shimmery gloss. I mean, you can't feel the particles in it, but I don't like it. I don't reach for it. It's not a me shade. There's nothing wrong with the formula. It's just not anything that I am going to wear or get use out of. Again, it's got like that shifty reflect to it. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. Is there anything else that I know right off the top of my head that I can get rid of? I need to see what this one smells like. This is the Fenty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fussy. I forget I have this one and I've had it for such a long time. It smells fine, so we're gonna go ahead and keep it. Beautiful formula. I need to put this one like up front and center because every time I find it in my drawer, I pull it out, wear it, love it, and then I cycle through and it gets lost in the sea of gloss. So definitely a keep. I'm also going to keep this one from CXC Beauty. This is their Slick Lip Gloss. This is so beautiful and I really love this shade. It's different from anything else that I have in my collection. It's a little bit on the thinner side, but it just has like a beautiful shade to it. It has a little bit of sparkle in it, but it's not like flippy or anything like that. It just adds a really pretty shine. Beautiful formula. I'm going to keep all of these from the Glamlight Coca-Cola collection. I just reviewed these as well, and I really enjoy this formula. There was two different sets. There was the cherry set and then the original taste set, and in each one you got two with sparkles and then one that's more of just like a plain gloss, and they're all beautiful. I do really enjoy them. So these don't have shade names or anything like that to them, so I'm going to go ahead and swatch these out so you can see what they look like. That one just gives like the most beautiful kind of cherry popsicle lip. Oh, I think that one, it's one of my favorites. I liked this set more than this set, but this one I think is my ultimate favorite out of all of them. I know that's really strange, but it is what it is. And then there's this really pretty kind of cherry pink shade right here, which it really comes off as like a clear almost, but I like that one. And then this is the last one in the cherry collection. Very pretty, gorgeous. And then the original taste one, we had these three. So this is the one without any sparkles in it. Just a really pretty nude. Some of these, they definitely look more kind of clear on my hand, but on the lips, they have just a little bit of color to them. This one right here, oh my gosh, this one is so yummy and beautiful. I love that one. And then I have this one. This is the last one. Look at that. Beautiful. Glamlight loves their lip products and they really like to do a lot of neutrals and pinks, so it's hard to kind of keep up with them. Okay, let's do Let's do Unearthly, because this is another huge collection sitting right here, and I do not need all of these. I am not going to wear all of these. It is this little section right here, so I don't know if I'm really going to keep any of these. So the first one that we have is the shade Admire. I don't remember what collection this came in, so don't ask me, but it's a purple gloss, and as much as I love a purple eyeshadow and I love a purple cheek, this does not look pretty on me. Maybe if I pair it with like a really pretty pink, I don't know. I'm going to hang on to it because I feel like there's a way for me to make this work because I am very cool undertoned. But just looking at it in here, it's not a favorite, but I think this is one of the ones that I am going to keep. This one I know I can get rid of. This is the shade Puppy Love. It is absolutely beautiful, and I would have loved this in like an eye topper because it's like this really pretty iridescent pink, but again, those just aren't shades that I'm reaching for. And I've said several times, this is the one area that me and Unearthly we don't get along. I am not the type of person that's comfortable in stuff like this on my lips, and it's part of the brand. I absolutely love it, but it's not for me. This one is in the shade Sweetness. I think this came with the summer mystery box last year, and it's very similar to the one that I just did, but again, not my shade. I will say though, Unearthly has a beautiful lip gloss formula. This is their old component. This is their new component. This is their other component. Don't ask, I don't really know what they're doing, but they do have a beautiful formula. It's just the shades that get me. This one is the shade Psych. If this had just been an orange lip gloss, I'd be all over it, but it does have that shimmer to it. But you know what? That's not bad. I think I'm going to go ahead and keep this one. Plot twist. Didn't see that coming. Okay, we're going to hang on to that one. This one is in the shade Spaz. I love the name. I think that's so cute, but I will never, I don't think, wear that. I have never once put anything on my lips and gone, you know what I want? I want a really pretty purple lip gloss with sparkle in it. But do I? Okay, maybe I'm not going to get rid of all of these. Maybe it's just the one. We're going to hang on to this one for now. Maybe we'll see. We'll revisit it mid-year. We'll see what happens. I don't want to jump the gun and get rid of something if I'm hesitating. Okay, these three right here. These are all very similar. So especially when it comes to these two right here. So this one is from the Heather Austin Unearthly collection. This is the shade Omen. I am 100% keeping this one. I love this gloss. It has like that iridescent shift to it, but it actually looks beautiful on the lips. This is the one exception to my whole, I don't like that kind of gloss on my lips, so I am going to keep that one. But this one is the shade Pollen, and I think this one came out with Spring Magic, and it is so similar to the one from Heather Austin, but it has a stronger flip to it. Like, do you see how it has like that strong pink flip to it? And it also has like a green flip to it in person. Very cool, very pretty, just not for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that one as well. And then this one came in the mini Halloween Terror Night Terror mystery box, I think. Very, very pretty lip gloss again, but it's got that strong flip to it. You see how it has that stronger base, and I'm just not down for it. The thing I like about the one from Heather Austin is it's clear and the sparkles have that little shift to it, whereas these, the base has a shift to it. So that's the big difference for me, and I'm not going to reach for this. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter that one as well. Honestly, I never would have purchased those to begin with, but they came in collections, which is how I ended up with them. But yeah, it is what it is. So we're gonna go ahead and move on. So this is what we're down to right here. So we're getting there. We're almost done. And this one, I think, is actually, this is a lip oil. I don't know how this made it in here. I'm gonna set that aside for now. We'll come back to that one later. Okay, this one from Sigma. This is their lip cream. I love this product. I think this is one of my favorites from Sigma, and it really impressed me. I picked it up on a whim because I heard, I think it was Betty Jean talking about how much she loved these, and it is so beautiful. This is stunning on the lips. It is very hydrating. It has beautiful opacity to it, very comfortable, and I love this. This is in the shade Dapper. I would hands down pick up more shades in this, but I don't need any more lip products, so we're not going to, but I would if I didn't have that many. This one I got in an Ice Cream Beauty box. This is from Illuminati. This is really pretty. It's kind of an iridescent clear gloss, and it's more clear than the one from Heather Austin, but I don't need any more clear glosses. I've saved a million of them at this point, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this one. I can pass that on to somebody else. Let's do ColourPop really quick. So I have 3 lip glosses from ColourPop, and I don't think I need all of these. So this is from their Luxe Gloss collection. This is in the shade Platinum Blonde. This is a good formula. I don't even, do they even make this formula anymore? I can't keep up with ColourPop, but it's very thick. It's got sparkles in it. It's not a favorite of mine, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it. I am gonna keep these 2 from the whatchamacallit, okay. You need to go back because y'all are rolling. From the Beauty and the Beast collection. And we have the shade Bookworm, which is this one. And then we have Kind and Gentle. And this is a nice formula. It's comfortable, it's hydrating, it's not thick, it's not too opaque. It just looks really pretty on the lips. So I am going to go ahead and keep both of these. Look at that. Oh, it's really pretty. I love it so much. Okay. Let's do this one right here. So this is from Ofra. This is the, I believe, the Allie Dawson collab that she did. This is in the shade Koa, and this just is not my favorite shade. Like, it is really pretty, and I do like it. It's comfortable on the lips, and I'm gonna keep it because I don't have a lot of this color in my collection, and every now and then I have a hankering for this kind of shade. Like I said, not my favorite shade, but I do really enjoy it, so I am going to keep it. While we're on that line, I gotta leave that out though. I have this one from Half Magic. This is in the shade Magic Brownie. This is more of like the brown shade that I like, and you'll see what I'm talking about when I swipe it next to that one. It has a little bit more of that reddy undertone to it. This one, if I wear it with something that's too dark, it can really kind of wash me out, but I do really enjoy both of these, so I am going to keep both of these. I don't know if any of that made any sense. I apologize if it didn't. Both are great formulas. Both are beautiful colors. I like one more than the other, so that's kind of what it boils down to. This one from Black Moon Cosmetics. This is the shade Bitten, and this came with a blush that was awful, and if you watch my mid-year declutter, you know exactly which one I'm talking about. This is so pretty. Like, look at that shade. It's absolutely beautiful. It's not nearly as pigmented as you think it's going to be. Like, it looks like it's going to be like this super shiny, super opaque lip gloss, and it just looks beautiful on the lips. I need to reach for this more. I forgot I had it, if I'm being honest. Okay, Lawless Forget the Filler. This is not my favorite formula at all in any way. I bought these 2, didn't love them, and then I was gifted this set for Christmas, and I don't know, it's just not a favorite formula. I know so many people love it, and I don't. It's a little too thick and sticky for my personal preferences. So this is the shade Nudie right here. It does have that plumping effect to it. And this one is the shade, what are you called? This one is Velvet right here. And I don't think I'm gonna keep all of these if I'm being honest. So that's Velvet, that's Nudie. And then the last one that we have is going to be Rosy Outlook. This one's pretty much like a clear. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go ahead and get rid of the clear one. I don't need that one. And then I have the shade Juicy Watermelon, which is this one right here. That one is really pretty. I do like that shade. It's very similar to the one from City Beauty, but it's not quite as opaque as that one, so I can pull this one off a little bit easier. And then the last one that I have is going to be Lavender Sorbet, and I think this was the first one that I got. Oh my god, look at that. Ugh, so thick. And that is that one right there. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep the two full-size ones just because these are different colors, and it's not that I don't like the formula at all. I'm just not as crazy about it as so many other people are. So I'm gonna keep the two full-size ones, and I'm gonna get rid of these minis. I have these shades a million times over in my collection, so I just don't need them. All right, so this is what we're down to right here. Let me get that out of the way and pull these in. And I'm not doing very well. I was really hoping I was gonna get rid of more than I did, but I'm not gonna get rid of anything just to get rid of anything. But I do know I can get rid of this one right here. This is from One Size, and it's like a liquid lipstick on one side and it's a gloss on the other. And one, I did not like the liquid lipstick color. Like, this is just, it's not my shade. Look at that. That is not my shade. It looks awful on me, and it dries down. It's comfortable. It's not bad. But then the gloss formula, I really did not like. Where can I put you? I really did not like this gloss formula at all. And that doesn't go together to me. Like, I don't, it's an odd pairing. So not a favorite of mine. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. Hello, stay where you are. Okay, let's go over these right here. All these little clicky doodads that have just taken over the past year and a half. So this is the first one that I ever had. This was like the original one. This is the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip. Mine is still good. I have the shade Rosé, and I am going to keep this one. I'm going to keep the OG. This is not a favorite formula of mine. It is very sticky, very thick, and yeah, it's just not a favorite, but it is what it is. I want to keep it. Do I? You know what? No, I don't want to keep it. I don't like it. It's just thick, sticky, and goopy, and I don't like it. So I'm going to get rid of it. I think I'm going to get rid of all these, actually. This is the one from e.l.f. This one was probably my favorite out of all of them. Don't ask for the shade. It's so incredibly small on there. I cannot rate it. But this one right there, it's the most opaque out of all of them. And again, it's thick, it's goopy, it's sticky. I don't like it. This one is from Catrice. This is the Melt and Shine in the shade Secret, and this one is like the sheerest out of all of them, but look, it's like dried out pretty much. It just, yeah, not a favorite. I'm over these. I don't want any more of them ever. This one from ColourPop I actually did like. This is in vacay mode, but again, they're thick, they're sticky, I don't like the formula. So I am going to, do I want to keep that one though? Do I? No, I don't want to keep it. No, I don't even know why I'm hesitating. I don't want to keep it. I just don't like those. They're not my speed. Okay, let's go through these really quick. So this from the NYX Beetlejuice collection, it's just a clear gloss, well, it is a clear gloss. It has like a red tint to it, but when you put it on, it seriously just looks clear on the lips. It's fine. It's not anything that I'm really reaching for, not anything that I'm going to get a lot of use out of. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. This is just a clear gloss from Pat McGrath. It was sent to me, I think, with something that I ordered from them. I don't know. I've never used it. So I'm going to hang on to it for now. We'll see what happens. You never know, but I am going to hang on to it. This one from Cali Ray. This is the Glazed and Infused Plumping Glassy Lip Trip. I have the shade Lost and Sauced. I loved this whenever I first picked it up, and then it got lost in my collection, so I am 100% going to keep this. This is so comfortable. It's hydrating. I love the sheer amount of color that it has to it. You can build it up a little bit if you want to. I really enjoy that. I'm also going to keep these two from NYX. This is their Butter Gloss formula, but these came out with the Beetlejuice collection. I'm sorry if I'm out of frame, y'all. I don't know what's happening, but I am going to keep both of these. These are the Sandworm lip glosses, and I have the red and purple swirl, which is like this really pretty berry shade when you put it on. Like, look at how beautiful that is. And then this one is the pink and green swirl, and I was really curious as to what this was going to look like, but it's just a really pretty pink gloss. So I'm going to keep both of those. I'm running out of room over here. I think I'm going to keep what's left. We already know I'm keeping that one, but let's run through these anyway. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Big Plump Lipgasm. Like, look at that. The packaging really irritates me. This is a plumping gloss. I can feel a little something, but again, high pain tolerance, so it doesn't bother me. And I am 100% going to keep this. I love this gloss. It's comfortable. It's hydrating. It looks beautiful on the lips. That's going to stay. This one from Summer Fridays. This is technically a lip oil, but it is, I keep it with my glosses because it's pigmented, and I do really enjoy this. I think it's a beautiful formula. It's thin, it's hydrating, it's kind of like a hybrid. A lot of people have complained that there's leaks. I haven't had that issue yet. Mine is in the shade Soft Mauve, and I'm going to keep it because I don't have any issues with it. This is the Skin by Kim lip gloss. I have the shade Nude 05, and this is a nice lip gloss. It's just a standard formula. There's nothing special about it, but it is hydrating. It looks beautiful on the lips. It has a good opacity to it. It's comfortable. I enjoy it. This from Natasha Denona. This is the Golden Glimmer Gloss that came out with the Golden collection. It is a plumping gloss, and it's got gold in it, and I don't have any other lip gloss with kind of gold sparkles in it. Again, it has that same smell that the Gucci and the City Beauty has to it, but it goes away. It doesn't bother me too much, but absolutely beautiful, so I'm going to keep that one. And then this one is the Natasha Denona My Dream lip gloss. They all look funky like that in the tube. It's not bad, it's just how it looks. At least I don't think it's bad. Nope, it smells just fine, and I am going to keep this one as well. So we're going to go ahead and put her right there. I am covered in sticky gloss, and I'm here for it. But let me go ahead and add everything up, let you know how much I kept, how much I'm getting rid of, and then I think we're going to go on to lipsticks from here. Alright y'all, so I had to do some number readjusting because this one goes in with my lip oil, so that brought me down to a total of 88 lip glosses, and I did decide to get rid of the one from Pat McGrath and the one from Ofra, so I'm getting rid of a grand total of 29 lip glosses, and that is going to leave me with 59, and that's better than I felt like I was doing. I was hoping I would get rid of more than this, but there's definitely some things in here that I kind of want to see if I can get some more use out of, revisit about mid-year, and then kind of make a more final decision because I don't want to jump the gun and get rid of something and regret it. But I am so happy to have these 29 gone. I feel like that's a huge load out of my collection. So let me go ahead and clean up all of this mess, and we're gonna move on to like bullet lipsticks. Alright, so moving on to lipstick. So these are generally like classic bullet lipsticks. I do have a few things in here that probably could be classified as like a lip gloss or like a lip balm, but this is just where they end up. It is what it is. I don't have a lot of space to work with and things kind of get jumbled up. So we're just going to kind of roll with it. So let's go ahead and start with, where do I want to start? I don't even know. I'm looking at these and I have no clue. Okay, let's go in with ones that I know I'm going to keep. So I have two right here from Charlotte Tilbury. I have my absolute favorite one. This is Red Carpet Pink. I wear this so often. This is like my go-to. This lipstick mixed with Pillow Talk Fair. Favorite lip combo. That will never go anywhere. It is 100% a repurchase for me. And then I also have the shade Very Victoria. Oh, this one right here, the Red Carpet Pink, is in the Kissing formula, so it's not a matte. It has more of like that satin sheen to it. But then this one right here in Very Victoria is from her, what is it called, like Matte Revolution or whatever. This is a beautiful shade. I've had this one for a really long time. It still smells good. It looks fine. It's not growing anything, doing anything funky, so I am going to keep it. This is a comfortable matte lipstick. It doesn't dry out my lips. It doesn't do anything funky. It doesn't have like a full matte look to the lip. It has just like a little bit of a sheen to it, but not nearly as much as like a traditional hydrating or like satin lipstick goes. My ones from MAC, I have 4 of them right here. So I have, these are all the old formula too. Like none of these are from the reformulated line. So the first one I have is going to be Sweet Deal. This is from their matte line. And this is such a beautiful shade. Like look at that. Oh, gorgeous. The next one I have is going to be Taupe, which is also from their matte line. And this one I think I got was like a gift with purchase, and really pretty shade. Not one I ever would have purchased myself, but I love that one. It's a really good fall shade for me. And then I have Blankety, which is from their Amplified Cream Lipstick line. This is a favorite of mine. Oh, I just love that shade so much. It's like a perfect neutral for me. It has just enough of like that pinky undertone to it that it doesn't wash me out. And the last one that I have is going to be Teddy 2.0. This is from their Powder Kiss line, and this one is beautiful as well. I also love that shade. So those are my 4 that I have from MAC. I love them. I am keeping them. They are going nowhere. Okay, so I found a few more I needed to bring in. It's these 3 right here from Cosmic Beauty. Actually, let's go over them while we're sitting here. I'm not getting rid of these. I haven't officially reviewed these on my channel, so they're still sitting in like my testing makeup basket, but they're in my collection, so let's go over them. So the first one that we have is Clarice, and this is a soft matte formula. That shade really surprised me. I love it. I think it's absolutely beautiful, so I am going to be keeping that one. The next one that we have is going to be the shade Salem. This one is my favorite, I think, out of the 3. It's a really pretty sort of rustic orangey shade. Absolutely stunning. And then the last one that I have is going to be Nancy, and this is the only one that I have not worn yet, but it's a really deep kind of like purpley brownish shade. I'm not really exactly sure the tone like overall. Like in some lighting it looks purple, and some lighting it looks brown, but very pretty. Not my speed. I don't know if I'll hang on to this one forever, but for now I am going to hang on to it because I haven't even reviewed it. Another one that I found hanging out somewhere else is this one from Girl Cult. I don't know the shade or anything like that. This was included in one of my purchases from the Look Healthy store, and this is really pretty. It's sort of more like a glossy lipstick formula, but you know, it's in a lipstick kind of shape and whatever. I don't even know what words I'm looking for anymore, but I do really enjoy it. It's nice. I like the shade of it. I think it's really pretty. So I am going to hang on to this one. Let's go to Unearthly right here. So I have 4 Unearthly lipsticks, which I'm surprised that's all I have, but I think all 4 of these came in the Dreamer collection, which was last year's sort of winter holiday collection. So let's run through these. The first one that I have is going to be Dreamer, and it's that shade right there. It's like this really pretty kind of grayed brown shade. I think I'm going to hang on to that one. I know there's definitely 1 or 2 of these I don't really wear. The next one is going to be Cloudland, and this one is one of the ones I do really like. It's kind of like a cool tone mauvey shade. It is really pretty. It's kind of hard for me to pull off, but it is one of my favorites out of this, and I can wear it. The next one is going to be Vision. I do really like this one as well. Like, look at how pretty that is. Love that shade. And then the last one is going to be just a bunch of Z's, and this one is a purple shade, and that one I'm not really a fan of either. So actually looking at these kind of laid out next to each other, I think I'm going to get rid of this one and this one right here, which was Dreamer. They're just not shades that I kind of reach for, that I'm gravitating towards. I do have another purple one in my collection, which I'm going to go over in just a second, that I do think looks really pretty on me and I would reach for over it. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these 2, and I am going to keep these 2. So good job. I am very proud of myself for that one. Let's pop into these from CXC Beauty while we're talking about them. So these are their satin lipsticks. I was sent these for free whenever I ordered an eyeshadow palette, and I'm so glad that they sent these to me because I never would have purchased these on my own. But the first one that I have is going to be Bruja, and that one has just a little bit more red into it, and it makes it easier for me to wear, whereas this one is just too dark and too purpley. So that's why I'm decluttering that one and keeping this one right here. I am keeping all three of these from CXC, by the way. The next one is going to be Vengeance, and it's a black lipstick. It's the only one I have in my collection, and I was surprised at how much I loved this on me. Not an everyday wearable shade, but one that I will definitely hang on to. And the last one is going to be Dancing Flame, and this is a really pretty kind of ruddy orange shade, and I do actually really like that one. It's a little bright. It's not exactly in my comfort zone, but I do really like it, so I'm gonna keep that one as well. This is from Valentino. This is the Valentino Spike Soft Matte Lipstick. Very new, just reviewed it. Absolutely love it. So it is going nowhere. This is in the shade 134R. I can't remember the name of it, but absolutely beautiful. Love it. It's a very comfortable matte liquid or matte lipstick formulation. It's not drying or anything on my lips. These two from Lunar Beauty. So I have one from the Full Fantasy collection that Lunar Beauty and Laura Lee Los Angeles did together, and then I have one from his regular line. So the one from the collection is going to be the shade Mora, and I actually really like this shade. I think it looks beautiful on me paired with the correct lip liner. So I'm going to go ahead and hang on to that one. And I'm also going to hang on to the one from his regular line as well. This is in the shade Icon, and it's absolutely stunning. I love that shade, and look at the detail on that lipstick. If it'll focus, like, look at that. It's absolutely stunning. It makes you never want to use it, but here we are using it away. This one from Pat McGrath Labs, this was a collaboration that she did with Marc Jacobs earlier this year, and she came out with her matte trance lipstick in the shade Forbidden Love. It's not a new color, it's not a limited edition color, but the packaging is limited edition, and this is one that will never leave my collection. Like, even if it goes bad, I'll scrape out the lipstick and just hold on to this because I love Marc Jacobs. It's one of my favorite luxury houses. It was a favorite makeup line of mine. I was so sad when it went under, but I'm so happy that it's returning, and I couldn't pass the chance to pick this up. And this is the shade. This is probably my favorite red lipstick in my collection. I don't wear red very often. It's a little out of my comfort zone, but this one is so beautiful. It's flattering. I love it. And in fact, there's another red shade that Pat McGrath has that I want to pick up that's very popular, and I probably will eventually, just not right now. I don't need it. So this is going to stay, and we're going to move on to, let's go to this one from Urban Decay. So this is the matte lipstick. I don't know if this is a Vice lipstick or what, but it's in the shade Back Talk, and I love this color. Oh my gosh, it's very similar to the ones I love from Charlotte Tilbury, that kind of cool tone pinky shade. Absolutely gorgeous. This one is going to stay. I've loved this one for a very long time. Natasha Denona, this is her My Dream lipstick in the shade Natasha. Beautiful, beautiful color. I've gotten lots of wear out of this one. It does have kind of that creamy satin finish to it, and that's kind of more along the lines of the finish that I prefer in a lipstick. I don't mind a matte lipstick as long as it's comfortable and it's not drying on my lips, because I do have very dry lips, but this is going to stay. Let's kind of scooch this in just a little bit. I don't know how well we're gonna do with lipsticks here because I do really enjoy a lot of these. Okay, let's do these two from Queen Musia. The brand was so nice to send these to me early on when I started my channel, and I really do enjoy this formula. So I have the shades Becky Sharp and I have Ada. So this is Becky Sharp. This is a matte formula, but it's a very comfortable matte formula, and look at that. You can tell why I love that shade so much. They let me pick the two shades that I wanted, and these are ones I thought were beautiful. And the last one is going to be Ada, and this is just a really pretty sort of warm tone orangey brown shade. Absolutely gorgeous. It's a fantastic formula, and I would love to pick up more of these one day. I love the component. It sort of looks like a unicorn horn, and I love it. They're so cute, very comfortable, fun brand. My two from Merit, I love these so much. Merit makes fantastic lipsticks. The first one that I have is their satin lipstick. This is in the shade Slip. It's a favorite of mine. I absolutely love this color. It's like a very neutrally brown shade. It's got just enough of like a warm undertone to it that it's not unflattering on my skin tone. So that one's going to stay. And then this one is their new matte formula they came out with earlier this year. And this is in the shade Classic. And you can see exactly why I like that shade. This one definitely has a little bit more warmth to it than some of the other shades that I gravitate towards, but it's very flattering on the lips. It is very comfortable. It's more hydrating. I wouldn't call this a true matte, not compared to some of the others that I have. It's more like a comfort matte, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Love, love, love that one. Let's go to this one from Prada. So this is another matte lipstick. This is in the shade B108. It's something like beige, or I think it's beige is what it's called, but this was a splurge. I was super curious about it. Okay, I need y'all to stay put, so you can go over there. Okay, this was a splurge for me during the first Sephora sale this year, and oh my gosh, I love this formula so much. It is definitely matte, but again, it's more of like a soft matte. It's very comfortable, very hydrating. Beautiful, beautiful formula, and these are refillable. Like somehow this pops out and you can refill it. I don't know how, but this definitely feels like luxury, and I love this formula. I don't know if I love it enough to buy more, because I do have other formulas that give kind of the same vibe that are less than this one and look beautiful on the lips, but beautiful formula if you were interested in it. We're gonna skip that one because I don't want everything rolling everywhere. Okay, I have two right here from Black Moon, and Black Moon is one of those brands that does very off-the-wall lip colors. They do liquid lipsticks, bullet lipsticks, lip glosses, and things like that, and I bought these two because I wanted some deep fall colors, and these are so beautiful. I love these so much. So the first one I have is Werewolf, and this is a brown lipstick, and y'all, believe it or not, I love that shade on me. I don't wear it very often, but every now and then I want like a deep vampy lip in like the fall time, and this is what I go for, but I forgot I had these. Like completely forgot I still had these. I don't know why. I thought they were gone. I couldn't find them. They were buried under a ton of things, so those are going to stay. And then the last one I have is Elm Street, and I couldn't resist because it's called Elm Street, but look at that. Absolutely stunning. It's very similar to the one from CXC, but it has more of like a red undertone to it. It looks like Freddy Krueger's burnt skin, and I think it's absolutely stunning on the lips. So both of those are staying. I love that formula. It is a little bit more drying, so I have to make sure that my lips are like in pristine condition when I wear them, but it's really nice and I enjoy it. This one from Lancome, this is in the shade Caprice, and I think I got this one for free. It's a red lipstick, and I'm not a big fan of this one. It's got more of like that orange undertone to it. It's not quite as cool toned as the one from Pat McGrath, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this one. It's beautiful. The formula is wonderful. Lancome has a really good lipstick formula. They do have some beautiful shades, but this is just not one that I'm gonna reach for. It's just not flattering on me. If I had more of a warm undertone, this would be beautiful, but I prefer something with more of a bluey undertone to it. All right, let's go into these four right here from Melt Cosmetics. So these were part of the Bailey Sarian Fatally Yours collection that she came out with last year, and I bought pretty much everything except for the liquid lipsticks, and I do not like this formula. I held on to it because they were part of the collection, but these are so drying. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch these out for y'all really quick, but I am going to declutter all four of these. So the colors are beautiful. I just wish these were a little bit more hydrating. The first one that we have is going to be Nutmeg. That is the shade right there. It is absolutely beautiful, and look at that embossing on the actual lipstick itself. Like, if it'll focus, it has like this really cool like plaid to it, and then it's got Bailey's Lips imprinted in it. But yeah, I just don't reach for these. The next one that we have is going to be, I can't even read that. I can't read that. Gallerina? I can't read it. But it's like this really pretty soft pink shade. It was meant to be like a lightening up shade. I've used these a little bit, but they're just, yeah, they're not for me. We have the shade Wolfsbane, which is a really pretty deep burgundy shade. That was like my favorite shade. And I have other lipsticks in this shade and formulas that I absolutely love. And the last one is going to be Hemlock, which is this one right there. So those are the shades that came in the original Bailey Sarah Milk collection, and I am going to declutter every single one of them. Okay, another one I know I can get rid of is this one right here from Laura Geller. My mom gave me this one. She ordered a bunch of Laura Geller makeup, and every time she did, they gave her the same lipstick for free. And this is really pretty. It's very hydrating, but it's very sheer, and it's just not a color that I go for. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. It's in the shade Berry Vanilla. It's their Italian Marble lipstick. So good formula, just too sheer for what I'm going for. Let's do this one right here. I think this is another one that I can get rid of. This is from the brand Color the World. This is in the shade Huntress, and the formula is really nice. I'm just not a fan of that color. It didn't look like that. I wanted to try the brand. Like, this is supposed to be one that you don't need a lip liner with. It's supposed to stay in place, and they benefit like all kinds of charities, and they give back and things like that, and everything is very eco-friendly. But I'm just not a fan of that shade in particular. I like the formula. Maybe one day I can get another one in a shade that I like, but I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. I'm also going to get rid of this as well. This is from Medusa's Makeup, and I think this is actually a tinted lip balm. It's fine. It's just, it's not anything that I'm going to go for. I mean, if I want something that's going to be like a lip balm, I usually go for something clear or something with a little bit more pigmentation to it. Again, nothing wrong with the formula. I'm just not reaching for it, and there's no point in hanging on to it. These three right here, these are from Revive Beauty, which is Ali Glein's brand that I believe she came out with last year. She has since expanded the range, and I would love to pick them up, but these are her first three Effortless Lip shades that she came out with. This is a stunning formula. I love this so much. Again, it's in the slim lipstick component. This is the shade Dahlia. My absolute favorite one out of the original three. The next one that we have is going to be Lily. Oh, I love this one as well. It's so pretty. This is like a really good neutral shade. And the cool thing about these is you can put on just a little bit and have it be like a sheer wash of color, or you can really build it up to a full opacity. And they're just so comfortable. They're hydrating, and they look beautiful on the lips. And this is the shade Tulip. This is a little bold for my taste, but I kind of like to mix it in with one of these two over here and kind of subdued it just a little bit. Still a beautiful shade, beautiful formula. I am going to hang on to all of these, and like I said, I would love to purchase her other shades, and I may do that very soon just because I really enjoy that formula. These two from YSL, these should probably be in with my glosses, but I keep them in here with lipsticks because that's how I use them. So I have two of the Candy Glaze, whatever they're called. Anyways, this one is number 13. I do not remember the shade names. My only issue with these and the Makeup by Mario ones we're going to talk about too is they twist up, and they don't, well, these ones twist back down. These do not. So I do really love this formula. Like, it is so moisturizing. It is very high shine. To me, this is like a hybrid between a lipstick and a lip gloss, and I really enjoy this formula. And then I also have shade number 15, which was the first one that I picked up. And this one is more of like a neutrally tone. Absolutely stunning. I just love these. They're not sticky, they're not drying, they last a good amount of time. You are going to have to reapply these because they're more of like a gloss, but I really enjoy that formula. And the two from Makeup by Mario, I have two of his what are these called? Plumping lip serums. I don't really feel like these have a super plumping effect, but again, like I've said, I have a very high pain tolerance. I do feel like a little something going on, but I don't think it would be anything painful. I've never heard of anybody say that these are painful, but these are just a little bit more opaque than the ones from YSL, and they are a little thicker. So these are definitely more along the lines of a gloss than the ones from YSL, but still a beautiful formula. So this one is the shade Petal Glow, and then I picked up the shade Cherry Glow, which was one of his new ones that he released with his summer collection. And look at that. It's like the most beautiful popsicle lip. This reminds me of like when you used to get like one of the cherry popsicles and it would like melt in the package, and that's what it looked like in there. That's what this reminds me of, and I really enjoy these. So both of those are going to stay. Another one that is going to stay is this one from Lancome, and this one's kind of along the same lines as those. This is their Glow Lip Balm. I think it's a lip balm, but it's very tinted, so I keep it here with my lipsticks again, even though it's a little bit more on the sheer side, but the formula is absolutely beautiful. This is in the shade 36, and I think it's something neutral, natural. I'm not exactly sure, but beautiful. I really enjoy this formula as well. Let's do ColourPop. So I have 6 right here from ColourPop, and I have these 2 lipsticks that came in the Beauty and the Beast collection, and the first one is going to be Not So Odd, and it's a really pretty pink shade, right up my alley, shade that I love. This is a good formula. There's nothing to write home about it. It's not bad. It doesn't last all day, but it's a really pretty formula. And the last one is going to be Last Petal. Really pretty neutral brown shade, a little bit more basey than other ones that I have in my collection, but I do overall really enjoy this formula, so I am going to keep it. And then I have this one that was from the Muriel collection. This is the shade Gamer Girl, and I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one. It's just a little too peachy and too pale for what I prefer, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one. Again, the formula is really nice. The color is just not for me. I was really trying to find like my color, and some of them were too light, some of them were too dark, and that's just not one that I prefer. Okay, I have these 3 right here. This is from their Glowing Lip collection. I love this formula. The first one that I have is called La Cienega, and this is a favorite. I really need to pull this one back out. Like, look at that shade. It's absolutely beautiful. It's definitely along the lines of some of these like sheer, more glossy ones. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the YSL, but maybe a little bit thicker, but not quite as thick as the ones from Makeup by Mario. Like, you can see how it's sitting on my hand, what I'm talking about. But this one is beautiful. I'm absolutely going to keep that one. And then I have these 2 right here. These are from the Muppets collection that they did for Christmas last year. And I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of both of these. Like, that's a shade I'm not going to reach for. It's kind of like a peachy coral shade. And yeah, it's just not my shade. And then this one, that one is called, hold on. That one's called Picture of Joy. I don't even know if you can get this one anymore. And then this one is called Kissy Kissy. It's again from the Muppets collection, and it's a really pretty pink, but it's just too bubblegum pink for me. It's just not a shade that I'm comfortable in and that I find flattering on me. I'm sure it does look good on me, but you know, if I'm not comfortable in it, I'm not going to wear it. So those are going to go. This one from the Glamlight Betty Boop collection, I am going to keep it. It's a really pretty red shade. It has just enough of like a blue undertone to it that it looks really pretty on my skin. So that one's going to stay. So is my Natasha Denona excuse me, Berry Pop lipstick. This goes with the lip liner that we talked about. Beautiful, beautiful formula. I love how this is like much deeper. It's more on the berry side. It's not as red as what you think it's going to be looking at the component, and I think that kind of throws me off. I always expect it to be this shade and not that shade right there, but I am going to be keeping that one. Okay, another one I'm going to keep is this one from Glaminatrix. They came out with the lip liners and their slim lipsticks, and I picked up the shade Joyful. This is a beautiful formula. I would love to see them expand this range. This isn't a favorite shade for me, but it is one that I do like to wear. I can pull it off if I pair it with like the right blush and eye shades and things like that, but absolutely stunning formula. It is more of a satin finish, so it's not like a full-on matte, but it's not a full-on glossy finish either. Very comfortable, very hydrating, very long wearing. They did a fantastic job with that. This one from Skin by Kim. This is not a favorite formula of mine. This is her matte lip. I have the shade Nude 01, which is also not a favorite shade of mine. Mine is in the lid, y'all. Okay, I guess that's going in the trash. Wow. I haven't even had this long. It came out the beginning of the year and mine's broken, so that's just gonna go right in the trash. Now, how do I, hold on, let me see what I can do. Anyways, what I was saying is this isn't my favorite formula. It's not horrible, but it's not great either. It's just, it's fine for what it is. I'm making a bigger mess. I just wanted to show you what the shade looks like, but that's what the shade looks like. I was going to keep it for reference purposes because I'm not a big fan of the color, but I am going to go ahead and trash that. So let me go ahead and clean up the mess that I made and we'll move on. All right, so this is what we are down to right here. And let's go into this one from Clinique. This is their classic. This is Black Honey. I love this, but I forget that I have it. It is so incredibly stunning. This shade is 100% flattering for everybody, and that's the idea behind it. So I am going to keep this one, and this is one that I would probably repurchase. This was actually a gift with purchase, so it's lasted me a really long time. I mean, I don't wear it as often as I should, but beautiful formula, beautiful color, love it. From Pat McGrath, I have one of her Dramatique Mega Lip Pencils. This is in the shade Nude Venus. Beautiful. Absolutely love this. Love the color. Love the formula. It is very long wearing. It dries down. It stays in place. You can use this as a liner and a lipstick, and I've really enjoyed playing with this one. It's a love of mine. This one from House Labs. This is one of her Le Monster lip crowns. I have the shade Mauve Matte. I love this, but again, I forget about it. That is my biggest problem. I really need to be better about rotating through my lip products instead of going for the same thing every single time. But beautiful formula. This is a matte formula. It does dry down. It stays put, but it also stays really hydrating. I do have to go through and put like a gloss or an oil on over it at some point, but for the most part, it doesn't dry my lips out too bad. And I just think this is a really good formula from her. And she has since expanded the shade range since I bought this one. She's got lots of nudes and stuff like that, but I really love this shade, so that's gonna stay. This one from MAC, this is, what is this called? The Powder Kiss Velvet Blur Slim Lipstick. I have the shade Devoted to Chili, and this is, it's too drying for me. Like, it is very kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It's not stiff. It's not anything near like the ones from Melt. It's just too mattifying for my dry lips. I love that shade though. It's absolutely beautiful, but I don't ever reach for this for that very reason. So as much as it pains me to get rid of this, I am going to get rid of it. Oh, that really hurts because I love that shade and I want to love that formula so bad. Okay, this one from Fantasy Cosmetica. This is in the shade Buried. This is one of their lipsticks. I can't remember how many they came out with. Beautiful formula, and I absolutely love that shade. I didn't think I would, but I really do enjoy that shade. Again, I always go for darker stuff in the fall. My blushes and lip colors are two things that I do kind of gravitate towards different shades depending on the season, and this is a shade that I definitely go for more in the fall and winter months. I have one from Fenty Beauty, and this is in the shade, I have to open it up because these are refillable, which is super cool. This is in the shade Mother Lover. So you buy your little component like this that twists open, and then you buy your lipsticks and you can just change them out. So I absolutely love it. But this is a beautiful formula, very comfortable. I love the shade of it. It's a really pretty sort of pinky nude. It definitely dries down to a matte, but it's very hydrating. And even looking at it on my hand, I can see how much more hydrated it looks looks right here than it does right here. So definitely going to keep this one as well. Okay, we're down to these, and these are ones I'm kind of unsure what to do with. So let's start with this one from e.l.f. This is one of their O lipsticks, I think is what it's called. It was kind of like a dupe for the ones from NARS, and this is in the shade Hustle. I think I'm gonna get rid of this. It's a really pretty shade, but it just doesn't look good on me. It's just too peachy. I need something more along the lines of like an orange, like the one from Cosmic Beauty, how it has like a true orange tone to it. This is just way too peach for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this one. This one from Milani, this is their, what are these called? I can't even remember what these are called, but this is a beautiful formula. This is in the shade Tease, and this one is a really pretty like matte formula, and it has a really pretty pinky undertone to it, but it's still sort of on like that peachy side, but it pulls more pinky brown than this one does. So this one looks a lot better on me, but very comfortable formula. It has a nice satin finish to it. It is long lasting. You're gonna have to reapply it because it's a lipstick, but it wears really well. This one from Essence is their semi-matte lipstick in the shade 06 Real, and I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this one. This one was fine. There was nothing really wrong with it, but I'm just not reaching for it, and it's just not anything that I'm gonna get a whole lot of wear out of. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on to somebody else. This one from Wet n Wild, this is their Soft Blur lipstick. It's in the shade, what are you called? I can't remember, but I love this one. Homecoming Queen. Beautiful formula, and I love this shade. Oh my gosh, like it is absolutely stunning. I fell in love with this formula immediately. That is a really awkward swatch, but this has like kind of a fuchsia shade to it, which I didn't think I would like, but I absolutely do. So I'm going to keep that one, but this one I think I'm going to get rid of. This is their Rich Satin lipstick, and this is in the shade 1 in a Millie Melon. And I'm just not the biggest fan of this shade. I'm not a fan of that sort of metallic-y finish that it has to it. It's not quite a satin. It definitely has like this metallic look to it on the lips. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one. And I have these two right here, and I don't know really how I feel about them. So this one is from Laura Mercier. This is her lipstick crayon. I have the shade Ella, and I'm looking at this. That feels, kind of, I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about it. Maybe I should hang on to it and see if I can get some use out of it. The shade is pretty. It's got like a very kind of soft look to it. It kind of reminds me of the ones from Revie Beauty, but not quite as glossy looking. It has a little bit more like a semi-matte finish to it. So I'm going to go ahead and hang on to this for now. And we'll see what I think about that, about the mid-year point. And this one is from Tarte. This is their H2O Balm. This is in the shade Zen. And I think I picked this one up because they didn't have the shade that I wanted. But I do remember really loving this one. So I think I'm going to hang on to this one as well. Yeah, it smells good. I don't even know if they still make these anymore, but again, I forget about some of these things. They get so hidden in here in this sea of stuff, and I don't ever find them. And then I have this little one from Hourglass. This is one of their unlocked lip colors. This is in the shade Dahlia. This was actually like a little gift with purchase. It's so tiny and so cute, and we are going to hang on to this. It's a beautiful formula. It's just a little mini. I really like that shade. It doesn't take up much room, so she gets to stay. All right, so that is all of my lipsticks. So let me go ahead and get my totals together, and then we will move on to, I think, liquid lipsticks. All right, y'all, so I have my final numbers, and I actually started with a total of 70 kind of lipstick items. I'm decluttering 18, and that's gonna leave me with 52. So not bad, not great. I feel good about the ones that I'm getting rid of, and I do really love the ones that I'm keeping. So overall, very successful, but let me go ahead and put all of these away, and we're gonna bring out liquid lipsticks. All right, y'all, I'm popping in here real quick because I found 2 lip products that I completely forgot about. They were sitting on top of everything, and I finished filming and went, dang, I forgot to include those. So I have this one right here. This is from Xoxo. This is from their Palace Identity collection. I got this in this really weird mystery box like way back when, and it was the most bizarre thing ever. But this is a beautiful lipstick. Like, first of all, that component is absolutely stunning with that dragon on it. And then this is the red lipstick, and look at that embossing, like the attention to detail on there. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm not gonna swatch this because I just can't bring myself to do it yet, but it's a beautiful red lipstick. I am going to keep this one, so you can include this one in my lipstick totals as a keep. And then I have this right here, and I mentioned this I think in my lip liner declutter, so why I didn't include it I will never know. But this is from P. Louise. This is the Play Your Cards Right lipstick palette, and I have never used this. I just opened it up. It's super cute. It looks like a little deck of cards, and you open it up, and in here, one, it is very hard to open. I can never remember how to do it. Hold on, hold the phone real quick. How do I open this? Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm gonna break it. Okay, as I struggled, but this is what it looks like. Yes, it looked like that when I got it. It still has the plastic in it, but I was telling y'all that I got all of those red lip liners, and then I got this little set of neutral lipsticks, which is super weird. Like, it didn't coordinate at all. But I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this, and this is one that I probably will put up on my Mercari because I've never touched it. It's completely unused, and I'm sure somebody would absolutely love this. I can't speak to the formula or anything like that, but this can be included in sort of my lipstick collection as well, and this is going to be a declutter. So I just came across those 2 products really quick. I wanted to throw them in there and include them so that y'all could see everything. So we have one more declutter and one more keep to include. All right, so moving on to liquid lipsticks and stains. So I do have 30 of them, and that's not bad. It's more than I thought I had for someone who's not a big fan of liquid lipsticks, but let's go ahead and jump into this. So let's start with these 3 right here. These are from the brand Xoxo, and these are their lip liner stains. These were like wildly popular at the beginning of the year. They went viral. I did a short on them. It got a ton of views, which I was really impressed with, but these are one of those that you put on, they dry down, you peel it off, and it leaves a stain behind. Very gimmicky. There's nothing wrong with the product in general, but I don't reach for these. I am not a big fan of the applicator. I don't know why I thought this was just going to pull off, but I'm not a big fan of the applicator. Like, it is very kind of thick to do as a liner. This is going to stain, but I'm going to show you what it does. So this one is in the shade, what is it called? Pinked. And these, I mean, these are really cool. They do what they're supposed to do, but I don't reach for them. So it'll dry down, and then you peel it off and it leaves a stain behind. But I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these. I don't need them. I don't reach for them. They're just not anything that I need to have in my collection. And when that dries down, I'll show you what it does. But let's see if we stand those up. Okay, we're going to stand those up. This one from Fenty Beauty, this is her Pout Sickle. This is in the shade Gem and I, and this was part of her summer collection, I think this year, no, maybe last year. This is beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's so incredibly beautiful. I love that shade. It leaves behind the most beautiful stain on the lips. Personally, I prefer a stain over a liquid lipstick just because you don't have to worry about it being hydrating, and then you can just carry like a clear gloss in your purse and call it a day. But this is a beautiful formula. I absolutely love it, so I am going to be keeping this one. Let's go into this one right here from Maybelline. This is their Vinyl Inks from their Superstay line. I don't like this. I'm not a fan of it. It's in the shade Dainty, and I don't like this formula. I don't like the formula. I don't like the color, so I don't really reach for it. I don't even remember if it dries down completely or if it's a stain. I couldn't really tell you because I didn't like it, so I never reach for it. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. I have this one right here from Huda Beauty, and this is one of her lip blushes. So you can use this one as a blush, you can use it as a lip stain. Personally, I like it as a lip stain, and I thought this was really nice. I really enjoyed it. It goes on like this really pretty sort of mauvey kind of blushy shade, and it just leaves behind like a My Lips But Better stain to the lips. So I am going to be keeping this one. I'm also going to be keeping both of these from Milk Makeup. So we talked about these in my blush video, and I told you that I preferred these more as a lip stain than I do as a blush. So I moved them over into this collection, and I'm going to keep both of these. I have the shade Spritz, and I have the shade, what are you called? I can't remember. Burst. So this one is Spritz. My hand is going to be so stained, but that's the shade that it is. It's just a really pretty sort of corally shade. It's so light that it does look very flattering on me. If it was more basey than that, I probably couldn't get away with it. And then the other one is Spritz, and this one is beautiful as well. And these are just so cooling. They're very hydrating. They just feel good on the lips, especially when it's hot outside and, you know, you just feel like you're dying from heat exhaustion. This is really nice. So I do enjoy those a lot. I need to reach for them more. Like I said, I really love a stain. I just don't use them as often as I want to. These two from Benefit, oh my gosh, I love these. These came out earlier this year and they are so good. So these are, what are these called? I can't remember exactly what they're called, but there's a matte one and there's like a glossy one, and they leave a tint behind. And the matte one honestly is my favorite. It's in the shade Cream Puff. I wear this one a lot and I really love the shade of it too. But look at that. It's just a beautiful kind of warm tone neutral. Absolutely stunning, very comfortable on the lips. I'm making a huge mess because I got some on my finger. That's okay, we can clean that off. And then this one is the shade Fresh Squeezed. Again, absolutely beautiful. This is just a really good formula. Like, Benefit came out of nowhere and brought us a beautiful lip product this year, and I love both of these. So I am going to keep both of these. I have these two from ABH, and they look like the same shade, don't they? They're not the same shade. These are their lip velvets. I absolutely love this liquid lip formula. I am wearing it right now. I'm wearing the shade Softy, which is this one. And the first one I picked up was Crush. I picked this up when they were first released, and they did a shade expansion, so I picked up another shade, which is Softy. And the shade range is not great. There's not a lot of variation in the shades. I wish we had some more kind of fun shades, some more bold shades, things that I reach for a little bit more, but I'm going to show you the ones I picked up. So this one is Crush, which is the first one that I picked up. This is such a comfortable formula. It has sort of like this whipped texture to it, and it dries down completely, and surprisingly it doesn't dry out my lips. I really enjoy it. But that's the first shade that I picked up. And then this one is Softy. They do look different. They're just not as different as you would think that they're gonna look. So you can see this one is definitely more on the warm side, and this one's definitely more on like the true neutral side. So beautiful formula. Absolutely love these. These are going nowhere. All right, from Too Faced, we have one of their Melted Matte Lipsticks. This is so old. This is in the shade My Type. And is this still good? It smells a little off, so I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this, but it's absolutely beautiful, super comfortable formula. I don't even know if they make this anymore, but this was so good. I wore this a lot when I had a much smaller lip collection, and I wish I had worn it more because I do really love the shade. In fact, I'm going to look and see if they still make this, and if they do, I'm going to repurchase this because it's one of the few liquid lipstick formulas that is so comfortable and hydrating and just beautiful on the lips, and it lasts all day. So I am going to declutter this one, but if you see it in my next kind of collection video, that means that they still made it and I repurchased it. So we're gonna put that one aside. This one from Ofra, this one I got, I think for free. It has to be for free. It's in the shade Pasadena, and I'm just not the biggest fan of their liquid lipstick. Like, it wants to be like the ones from ABH and Kaleidos and Odin's Eye, and it's just a little too drying on my lips. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this one. And I think it's the same for this one. This is in the shade Kaya. This is from the Allie Dawson collection. The shade is absolutely beautiful. I did really enjoy it, but it's just too drying for my lips. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one as well. If you don't have super dry lips and you don't mind a liquid lipstick that's going to be no budge and not hydrating, then you will really like these, but they just don't work for me. All right, so I have these left. Let's go to this one from Huda Beauty. This is the liquid matte, and I got this again as a little gift with purchase. And this is in the shade Sweet Talker. I don't think I have even worn this on my lips. Maybe I have. I don't know. That seems like it's going to be really hydrating, but I'm going to go ahead and hold on to it because I really don't think I've ever worn it before. And if I did, I don't remember what I feel about it. So I'm going to hang on to it and see if we can get some use out of it. Let's move on to this one right here. So this one is from Lunar Beauty. This is in the shade Aphrodite. This is a red liquid lipstick, and holy smokes, is this absolutely gorgeous. I love this formula. I love the shade. If I'm like going out to like dinner or some sort of function or something, I mean, it sounds like I do that a lot. I don't, but if I'm going to something at the holidays and I want my lip to stay and not have to worry about it, this is what I go for. Oh, it is the most beautiful red. This one and the one from Pat McGrath with Marc Jacobs, best reds ever. Absolutely love it. That is going nowhere. This one from Ace Beauté, I got this one at Ice Cream Beauty Box. It's in the shade Ambition, and I love this one. I went on and on and on about it. It is so comfortable. The shade is absolutely beautiful. It is so flattering on my skin, and I just really enjoy this formula. I got on their site to buy more and more shades, and they didn't have a whole lot left. They are deeply discounted right now, and they just didn't have any other shades that I wanted. So this is the only one that I have. I'm hoping as they do this rebrand, whatever they're doing, that they don't get rid of this, because I would love to pick up more of these. I really do love this formula. This one and the Lunar Beauty, they're so comfortable and so flattering, and I really enjoy them. Let's go to these two right here since they want to roll around. These are from Gerard Cosmetics, and I'm not sure if these were an Ice Cream Beauty Box or an Ipsy or maybe both, but I have the shade Honeymoon and the shade 1995, and I'm just not a huge fan of the colors that I got, if I'm being honest. Like this one it's fine, but it's also not a favorite formula of mine. I don't really reach for these. And then this one is Honeymoon, and this one is just, it's not my color at all. These are also two very different formulas. They're both the Hydra Matte, and look at that. This one was more liquidy and this one's more like whipped. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of both of these. I'm just not a big fan. The few things that I have tried from Gerard Cosmetics, like they're not bad, but they're not anything that sticks out to me. They're not anything that I'm reaching for, especially in a sea of all this stuff. And I've said several times with products that I get in some of these boxes that I love trying them out. I love testing them out and finding hidden gems, but sometimes they're just they're good. And in a sea of great, they just don't stick out for me. So I'm going to get rid of those. We're going to save these two for last because they're kind of holding everything in place. But let's go to this one from Kaleidos. So this is one of their Cloud Lab lip clays. I have the shade Pink Himalayan, and this is beautiful. This was the first formula I ever tried like this, but I don't like the shade that I got. I never wear it because of that shade. It's not a me shade. It's not anything that looks good on me. It kind of washes me out. It's got too much of a something to it. I don't know. There's something about the undertone that's just not very flattering on my skin. So as much as I love this formula, I am going to get rid of it. Maybe they have another shade that would look really good on me. I was thinking Pink Himalayan, like that's going to be a really pretty pinky shade, and it's not. It's brown. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. I have these two right here from Black Moon. These are their liquid lipsticks, and these are fantastic. These are so comfortable. They're not overly drying. Speaking of drying, let's see if this has dried down to where I can peel it off. There it goes. You see how it just peels off and it leaves a stain behind? Really cool, but nobody has time for that. So that's why I'm getting rid of those. But back to these, very comfortable. I have the shade Grave and I have the shade Abyss. So this is the shade Grave, and look at that. Oh my gosh, that beautiful chocolatey brown shade. Like, It just looks so yummy. So I'm gonna keep that one. I 100% recommend Black Moon for lip products. Like if you were looking for deep kind of vampy lip shades, even like some weird lip colors that are going to be really nice quality, they're gonna lock down, they're gonna be hydrating, and they're just gonna be really good quality, 100% Black Moon. But this is the shade Abyss, and this one, y'all, it's almost black, but it has just enough of like a purple undertone to it. It's absolutely stunning. I am so sad that I did not wear this during October, because last year when I was still working like full-time in the salon, like not for myself, I wore this all the time and got so many compliments every time I did. They're like, oh my gosh, that color is so pretty. It is so unique. What is it? Absolutely love it. It is gorgeous. Okay, let's do Unearthly real quick. So I have these 3 from Unearthly, and 2 of them are the older packaging and 1 of them is the newer packaging. And I think these 2 came in the summer mystery boxes from last year, and then this one came in, I want to say this was the Valentine's one this year that came with all of these. I can't remember, but this one is the shade Gnarly. I love this liquid lipstick. Like, look at that shade. That is an orange shade that I love. Remember how I was talking about like ones that didn't have the right undertone to it and things like that? Love it. This one's going nowhere. Absolutely beautiful formula, beautiful color, very comfortable on the lips. Not quite too drying, like it could be a little bit more hydrating, but it doesn't like suck the life out of my lips. And this one is in the shade Smooch, and that's just too bright for me. Like that's just, it's too much, it's too over the top. I'm not gonna wear it, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this one. And then this one is in the shade Bliss, and surprisingly, I really love this shade. Like, look at that. That's really pretty. I really do enjoy that. It looks good on me. It's kind of hard for me to pull off, but I do want to hang on to it because I do like it paired with like the right lip liner and with the right eye look and cheek colors and things like that. So I'm going to hang on to that one. And then I have these 2 from Odin's Eye. These are from the Angelica Nyqvist Halloween collection, and they are 2 of her matte liquid lipsticks, and they're sort of like that same kind of whip texture. And the first one I have is going to be Swamp Fog. Let's go ahead and do this one right here. That feels really dry. Like, I'm not a fan with the way that one swatched out and the way that it feels. I don't know, maybe they're old, maybe they're just not aging well. And this was in the shade Shadow Creature. I thought both of these shades were, oh yeah, that's like really dry. Ooh, okay, we're gonna get rid of both of these. It was a beautiful formula while it lasted. The shades were absolutely beautiful, but apparently these have gone off and dried out and they're just not good anymore. Okay, unexpected declutter. These 2 from Blend Bunny, these came out with the Sugar and Grunge collection, I believe. Yes. Okay. They came out with, I think, 3 or 4 liquid lipsticks, and I picked up 2 of the shades. The first one is going to be Sweetheart. This one is beautiful. This is my favorite one out of the ones that I picked up. Like, hello, can you tell why? Gorgeous shade, very me shade, very comfortable, very hydrating, not too thick. This is definitely more of a thinner, more buildable formula, but it's very beautiful and comfortable on the lips. And the other one I picked up is the shade Moody, and this one is not for me. It's a gray, cool tone purple shade, and I cannot wear it, cannot pull it off. I wanted to so bad, and it doesn't look good on me, so I'm going to declutter this one as well. And y'all, I got rid of quite a bit. I think this might be like the biggest margin wise, but let me go ahead and get my numbers together so I can let you know how well I did. Y'all, I am so insanely proud of myself with this one because I started with 30 like liquid lips and stains. I am decluttering 14 and that leaves me with 16. That is almost completely in half. Granted, there were a couple that I didn't expect to get rid of, like these right here, but It feels good. I'm left with ones that I like. Like I said, I am very picky and not too fond of liquid lipsticks, and it's really hard to find one that works for me. So I'm going to go ahead and clear all this stuff out, and we are going to bring in the finale of all this, which is going to be balms and lip oils. I'm just going to throw them both in together. All right, y'all, so this is the rest of my lip collection, and this is going to be all of my balms, lip oils, treatments, and things like that. And I have 37 items sitting here in front of me. So let's go ahead and run through these, and we're gonna start with the obvious. We're gonna start with these over here. So first we have these Summer Fridays butter balms, and I absolutely love this. It's one of my favorites. These are so comfortable, so hydrating. I love the hint of tint that they give. They're not super opaque, but they add just a little bit of life to the lips, and they smell really good too. Very comfortable. I really love these. So this one is going to be Pink Sugar. I don't know why I'm swatching these, but just so you can see, I'm going to do a little glob right there. You can see all the staining over here, but that is Pink Sugar. And then I also have Vanilla, what's it called? Vanilla Beige. I think this one's my favorite. I just love the shade of it. It's absolutely beautiful. So that's Vanilla Beige. And then the last one that I have is Brown Sugar. I could honestly have every single one of these, but I have to stop myself because I can't wear them all. They're not all gonna last, but absolutely beautiful. Love this formula so much. So I am going to be keeping all of those, as well as my Rhode Peptide lip tints. I don't have the original balm, but these are the same thing, just colored. So again, beautiful formula, very hydrating, very comfortable on the lips. I like the way that they leave them feeling nice and hydrated and soft. And I have very dry lips. I've said that several times, but I have the shades Salty Tan, which is my personal favorite, like absolutely beautiful sort of mauvey shade. These have a little bit more tint than the one from Summer Fridays, so if I just want a little bit more color, these are kind of what I go for, but I love both of these formulas equally. And then we have the shade Ribbon, which is a really pretty sort of soft pinky shade right there. You can see how it's just a little bit more pigmented in the tint. And then the last one that I have is going to be Guava Spritz. And this, I was really into this shade this summer. Like I really wanted all of these reds. Hello, that did not come out like it should. There you go. There's the shade right there. We're going to ignore that little glob right there, but beautiful formula. I really enjoy these, and these are fairly affordable. These I think are less expensive than the ones from Summer Fridays. Granted, you don't get nearly as much product. The ones from Summer Fridays, you're gonna get, how much is in here? I'm trying to see. Here we go. You're gonna get 15 grams of product in this one, and then you're gonna get 10 milliliters in this one. The same would be nice. So 0.5 ounces of Summer Fridays and 0.3 ounces of the Rhode, but beautiful formulas. Absolutely love those. From Laneige, I have one of their lip glowy balms. This is in grapefruit. This is a really nice formula as well. It's very comfortable, and I really enjoy this one. It looks like it's gonna have quite a bit of pigmentation, but it really shears out to pretty much a clear. They all kind of do. It's really just the flavor that you want. So I'm gonna hang on to this one as well because I do really enjoy it. I'm also gonna hang on to this one from Kaleidos. This is the coconut lip oil treatment, and I got this one for free. It's clear. I'm not going to swatch it out, but I've used a ton of this. There was a while where this was always on my lips before I started doing makeup, and then it kind of grew and I started going into other things, but I do really love this. I kind of want to finish it up this year, so that might go back in my everyday drawer. This one from Bag Balm, this one I think came in an Allure beauty box. I wasn't the biggest fan of that one. It's never been opened, never been used. I think I might give this to my boys since it's just kind of clear, no fragrance. It's just a lip balm. So I'm going to give this to them. So I'm going to declutter it from my collection, but it's going to go to them. So that one's going to go. This one from Kosas, this is nice. It's not a favorite. Look at all this is running all over everything. I'm going to wipe my hand off. It's not horrible. It's not great. It's a little thicker than what I generally like. and it doesn't really have like a smell or anything to it. And personally, I like my balm to have a smell, but it's nice. I'm going to go ahead and hang on to it because it's one that it is nice and moisturizing, and I can put it on while I'm doing my base makeup and things like that before I decide on a lip color, just to add some moisturizing back, or some moisture back to my lips. So I am going to hang on to that one, but I'm going to declutter this one from Kosas. I don't even know what exactly this is. It's called Baseline, and it's like a true lip balm. Yeah, this is the one that kind of has like a sunscreen smell to it, so I'm gonna declutter that one. All right, I had to wipe all the sticky off my hand. Okay, so I'm going to move on to these two from House Labs. I'm gonna declutter these. So this was pretty much, I think, the first lip oil I ever tried. There weren't a whole lot of them out. They were kind of new on the scene, and I thought these were fantastic, but now that I've tried some of these other ones, I just don't like them. Like, that looks pretty gross in there. I don't really know what's happening, color settling, things like that. It's pretty sticky and kind of thick for a lip oil. Like, it's definitely more along the lines of a lip gloss, and I just don't enjoy these anymore compared to other formulas. There was a time that I thought this was the bee's knees, and now I realize it's just not. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of those. This one from Milk Makeup, this is probably my favorite one. I absolutely love this one. This one lives in my purse. I've used quite a bit of it. I have the one in cookie dough, and oh, it's so good. It feels good. It smells good. It's very moisturizing. It hangs around for a while. Like, it does come off, but I feel like the moisturizing effects hang around for a while. So I'm going to keep that one. I'm also going to keep this one from e.l.f. I really enjoyed this one. The component looks very similar to the one from House Labs, except it's got a black top, but I like this formula better. I'm not a big fan of the smell of this. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the smell of it, and you know what? Now I'm thinking about it, for that reason, I think I'm going to get rid of it, because I think every time I wear it, I can smell it, and that's why I don't wear it. I'm like caught between the whole love the formula but hate the smell, and I have other ones I do truly love, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. It just kind of is what it is. This one from Blend Bunny, this is such a good formula. Oh my gosh, this was... Gosh, I bought this a long time ago, and I really, really enjoy this formula. I need to use it more, honestly. I kind of forget about it because it's stuck in here with everything else, but very comfortable, very hydrating. It has just a subtle amount of pigment to it. This one is in Juice, and I really enjoy it. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that one. This one from City Lips, this is the City Lips Night Oil. This is very moisturizing. It feels really good. But again, it has like this weird smell to it that I just can't get past. And it's the one product from City Lips, or from City Beauty, that I've come across that I'm just not the biggest fan of. I want to be, and I think if it had like either no smell or a different smell to it, I would absolutely love it. But I can't get on board with that one. So I'm going to let that go. This one from ColourPop. This one is very, very pigmented for a lip oil. It has like a little plumping effect to it, but this is so hard to get out, and it makes a mess. So I'm going to get rid of it. It's thick, it's sticky, it's not a favorite of mine. It wasn't bad, but it's a pain in the butt. I have the shade Hits Diff. That's what it looks like. Pretty shade, but we're going to go ahead and get rid of that one. This one from Bobbi Brown I got as like a gift with purchase, and this is the Lip Balm lip tint in the shade Extra. It's just a really good sort of tinted lip balm. Very hydrating, very moisturizing. It adds just a little bit of color back to the skin. Don't let the orange kind of freak you out, because where's a good spot to put it? It doesn't really have like a strong orange tint to it. It's just like a light little tint of it. So I am going to keep this one. I really enjoy that. Let's do this right here for MAC. This is a prep and prime. I don't ever reach for this. They kind of convinced me at the MAC counter that I needed it when I was purchasing that red lipstick that I just got rid of, and I never wore it. I think I wore it once under it, and then I wore that lipstick without it and saw no difference. So basically I was suckered into buying this. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. See if I can balance that over there. Oh, I forgot about this one. This one from e.l.f. This is the Squeeze Me Lip Balm. This is such a good formula. This is super affordable. Granted, you don't get a whole lot of product in here. I mean, you get what? 0.21 ounces, so not much less than the one from Rhode, but this is a really, really good hydrating lip balm. It doesn't have like a color to it. This is in the flavor vanilla, and I really, really enjoy this one, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep this one as well. Okay, so up next I have these from Burt's Bees, and I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of these. These just aren't as hydrating as I want them to be. They're fine, but they're a chapstick, and honestly I'm gonna reach for one of my Butter Balms or Rhode Peptide lip tints over this, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter both of those. They're also very old, as I remember as well. I'm going to declutter this as well. This came in my November ice cream beauty box, and it's from Lovebird. It's the tinted lip balm. I just reviewed this on my channel not too long ago, and the formula is really nice. It definitely has more of an oil base to it, so it's going to be very hydrating, but it is such a big product that it's hard to apply to the lips. Like, this looks like it should be like a blush or something, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it because I won't reach for it for that very reason. There's nothing wrong with the formula. I just wish it was smaller and slimmer and more user-friendly, I guess is what I'm going for. Let's do these back here. So these are from Laneige, and these are the lip sleeping masks, and this is a little set. I think I was gifted this. I have since bought a full-size version, and that one sits on my bedside table along with my lanolin cream, which is technically a nipple cream, but if you have extremely dry lips, let me tell you what, that is the solution to all of your problems. That is what I sleep with on my lips 95% of the time. But anyways, I have these right here, and I think most of them I've kind of made my way through for the most part. Like, you can't get down to like the very bottom. They're not very deep to begin with. There's only 0.10 ounces or 3 grams of product in here, but this was kind of my introduction to these, and I do really think that this is a great formula. I do really enjoy it. I use it when my lips aren't quite as dry and I don't need something as heavy, because honestly I don't enjoy sleeping with the lanolin on my lips. It is a little thick, but it does the job. But I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that one. We're gonna get rid of that one. We're gonna get rid of that one. And we're gonna get rid of that one. Doesn't even smell anymore. It looks like it's kind of dried out. And then the last one is this one right here, and that one's not even used. Not even used at all. But you know what? I think I'm gonna hang on to this for travel, for when we go to Disney in a few weeks. I would think I would rather take this with me than the full size. It'll just fit and everything better. So I'm gonna go ahead and hang on to the one, but I'm going to declutter these 4 over here. And then I have all of this left. So I have these 2 from ColourPop, and this one is from the Beauty and the Beast collection. And this one, I like the formula. I hate the smell of this. It has like that kind of waxy rose scent to it, and I'm not a fan of rose scented anything to begin with, but then you give it like that artificial waxy smell to it, and I really don't like it, so I'm going to declutter that. It's a whole smell thing for me, but I am going to keep the one from the Pokemon collection because this one has like a berry scent to it. And you know what? Because of this one, I think I can declutter this one. I almost said delete. Why did I say delete? But I mean, there's not a big size difference, and I really, really like this formula. And this one's pretty old now that I think of it. This is probably like maybe 2-3 years old. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna declutter the Laneige. We're gonna keep the one from ColourPop. I wish that would line up. That drives me nuts that I can't get it to line up. But I'm gonna keep that one. Okay. I also have this one from Patrick Ta, and I really enjoy this formula. I hate this tub. Like, why do we do this to where it's so small and you can't really get your finger in there? But I'm going to keep it because I do really enjoy it. It is very hydrating, and I kind of go between this one and the one from Laneige. I kind of rotate them just like I do everything else in my collection. So this one's going to stay as well. And then we're down to these. So I have this one from Fresh. This is the Sugar Lip Treatment, and this is in the shade Petal. It's a tinted lip balm, and this is really nice. I just don't reach for it as often as I want to, but I need to. I like the amount of color that it gives. It pairs really nicely with a lip liner if you just want like a soft flush of color and you want to add some moisture back to your lips. These are expensive for what they are, but it is a nice formula and I'm going to hang on to it because I do really enjoy this. I have these two lip oils from Kosas. One of them was, I think, a gift with purchase, and then one of them was like a free gift, a full size. I'm not really sure exactly. This is a really, really nice formula. This is a very tinted lip oil. Honestly, this should be with my glosses, and that's probably why this one was with my glosses, but it's a lip oil, so I'm probably gonna put these back with lip glosses, but I think I'm gonna keep both of them. Let me see what this one looks like. Yeah, I'm going to keep both of these and I'm going to move them in with my glosses. I'm still going to count them in this since I've already done glosses, but they will move into my gloss drawer. And I just need to remember for next time that these are more of a gloss than they are an oil, but I am going to keep those. Then we're down to these two right here, and these are from Unearthly and Ladybug Glow. This one I believe was like a gift with purchase, or maybe I did purchase it. No, I did purchase it. Yeah, I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. It's hard to remember sometimes. And then this one was in that same box with all the other stuff that was in this shape, and I believe that was the Valentine's box from this year, but I'm not a big fan of this shade on me. This formula is so good. Like, it's thin, it's hydrating, it feels really good, but this shade does not look good on me. It kind of gives me this death warmed over look, if I'm being completely honest, and I just don't like it for that reason. I love this formula though, and I wish I had gotten a different color because she did have some other ones at that time, and it's the same thing with the one from Unearthly, and this one's actually even worse than that one, and I'm not a big fan of her lip oil formula. Like, it's a little thicker than what I prefer. It's almost leaning towards a gloss formula, and you can just see how thick it is when I put it on. Like, this kind of grabs. I like something thinner like this one or the one from Blend Bunny and things like that, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this one as well. Well, not think, I know I'm gonna declutter this one as well. And actually, I'm looking at this one. Why do I know it doesn't look good on me. I do this every time. I'm like, oh, that's not too bad, and then I put it on and I hate it. Okay, so there we go. There we have it. Let me get my totals together, and then we can actually close out this lip collection and declutter video. All right, y'all, so after I got my totals all together, I am happy to say that this has been the best declutter so far. And I know that's not saying much because this was a very small collection compared to other things, but I started with a grand total of 37 items in this category. I'm getting rid of the 19 sitting right here in front of me, and I am keeping 18 items, which means I got rid of more than half of my balm treatment and lip oil collection. And honestly, that feels really good. Sometimes it's just the little things that make you feel good, but overall, I have to say, I got rid of more lip products than any other category that I have done thus far. I do still have miscellaneous eye products and eyeshadow palettes to go through, but I still think this is probably going to be the most cutthroat declutter out of all of them, but this feels really good. I am so happy to have finally gone through all of my lip products because it's been probably close to a year since I've done it, and it was way overdue. But that's going to complete this collection and declutter video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Let me know all of your thoughts down below. Make sure you hit that like button before you leave, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. And until my next video, have a good one. Bye.